All right, and welcome back for is this week 3 of Chair League?
I can hardly tell anymore.
Yeah, this is exciting. We're coming back. We're competing with the viewership for DreamHack tonight.
Piece of cake.
Yep. No big deal. Just a little friendly competition against the first ever DreamHack in the U.S. Right?
Yeah, I mean, we got this one in the bag, buddy.
Yeah. So tonight we got Don't Get a Big Dick versus Discord White, and I'm gonna assume that means not to find a Big Richard, somewhere.
You got to be careful. King Richard, very, very potent, very dangerous British sovereign. You want to avoid him at all costs. It's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no. Both teams. This is a placement league match. So we're gonna see sort of what the skill bases are for both teams. But both teams, not their first rodeo here in Chair League. Don't Get a Big Dick did play last week, falling to TAW Overrated. So they're still looking to get their first win. And build up some momentum as we proceed through the season 2 of Chair League here. And their opponents tonight, Discord White, similar situation, have played a couple of matches actually so far this season. They're entering on their 4th match. They currently have a record of 1 victory and 2 losses. Last week they did in fact beat their opponents, Die for Vision. That's a good one.
That's pretty much like story of our life, right?
Yeah. And no, it's shaping up to be pretty good right now. Tonight's map, we're going to be on
Towers of Doom.
Oh yeah. Boy. So I personally kind of like this map. It's a little funky. It plays very differently from the other ones, but this one and Blackheart's Bay have sort of like this really dubious distinction of being these really goofy kind of like very, very, very heavily objective based maps where if you can kind of lose the objectives on maps like Cursed Hollow, mm-hmm. and even to some extent like Dragonshire or Sky Temple, and still sometimes like eke out a win. I find that it's really, really difficult to consistently lose the objectives on like Blackheart's Bay and especially this one, Towers of Doom.
Oh yeah.
And come out ahead and end up winning the game. So we'll see what the teams go for. We'll see what the draft ends up being. We'll get that started relatively shortly here.
Yeah, this map really has the distinction of one of the very few maps that it's actually okay to die for the objective. I mean, mm-hmm. if you can get the objective, if you can trade your life for a guaranteed objective turn in, this map is actually one of the ones where it's okay, because to be completely honest with you, getting the only way to get damage on the core is to get those objectives or control the towers. And if you control the towers enough that you can get the mercenaries to do damage on the core, you're a little bit farther ahead than everyone else.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I mean, this map, I mean, in any game, losing the bulk of your team or the majority of your team or all of your team in this game is a bad idea, but this isn't the sort of map. This isn't, the sort of place where, losing the whole team instantly spells the end of the game for you. It'll set you back in the late game here, but, it's not like, Dragonshire, where if you wipe, there's a strong possibility they'll just go straight for your core and murder you. So, yeah, we'll see how the teams play on this game. I mean, just talking general hero news, I mean,
tons of
stuff in this last week.
Tons of stuff in this last 2 days. Oh my gosh. I mean,
I can hardly keep up with any of it.
I know. Do you want to talk about the changes, the hot fixes, or do you want to talk about the actual reviews?
I kind of want to talk about the reveals and the new stuff.
Oh, baby.
So we've got 2 new heroes being teased. We've got a complete overhaul of an entire gameplay system in the game. Hero League, as we know it, is going to cease to exist. We're going to have a whole new classification system, very similar to sort of a hybrid between League of Legends and StarCraft, or actually it's pretty League based. I'm very curious, and another one that's got me kind of jazzed is that I guess silenced characters will just be completely banned from Hero League for the duration of their silence. So that'll be a fun one. I know several people who will be happy to hear that.
Well, I think the scary stuff is Medivh. Oh my gosh, have you seen the
yes
Dreadnought outright came out and said he thinks it's broken. He thinks Medivh is broken.
I don't know. I certainly am not going to pretend like I know more than Dreadnought, but yeah, the character looks pretty crazy. The idea of a chained polymorph.
Oh my god,
is one of the most free. There's just so much stuff in his kit that looks totally nuts. And a very creative player I can see going absolutely to town with Medivh. So
I mean, okay, so it's hard enough as it is. They had to nerf a chain bomb because of how much that spread, and you're gonna give it as a polymorph. I mean, okay, so Dreadnought said that it is nice enough to give you a set of people in the order that you want to kill. You polymorph the first person, that's your target. When you're done killing him, he polymorphs the next one. You literally have a lineup. You have a lineup of people to kill.
Yeah, no, I want to see more. I unfortunately over the last 2 days have been completely swamped and haven't had a whole lot of time for keeping up with all the news. But I really would like to see more. What are all the cooldowns going to be? What are all the various talents going to be? What's the progression for these characters? I'm not certain if those have come out yet. I would be surprised if they were, but
they're all placeholders right now. So
yeah, we'll have to see.
Oh God, it's
we'll
just
have
it's
to see.
Oh, it's and then Chromie has amazing amounts of damage. I don't know if you saw the health bars on those gameplay previews. Oh my God, you thought Li Ming was bad. She does a shit ton of damage, a metric shit ton.
I mean, I like the idea of adding another mage into the game because right now it's always this odd, it's always this odd, triangle of, who's the mage that's out right now. It's usually always one or two mages that's always in, and then the third one is just out. So bye, sorry. I guess this month it's probably Jaina with Kael'thas and Li Ming, in the state that they're currently in. But it'd be nice to see another decent mage kind of help shake things up just a little bit on that.
Absolutely.
Those three have always been good, and it's really darn frustrating getting them all
the main thing about Chromie was the fact that she does so much. She has a targeted. She has. Oh no, that's what it was. She gets ice block at freaking 12.
Oh
yeah,
that's cool.
She gets ice block at 12. I mean, they removed it from Jaina,
and they booted it from Jaina. Yeah.
Well, removed it until 20, and they gave it to her at 12.
What does this feel like?
Oh my God. So this is So anyway, I'm going to transition us over to the drafting screen now, and I should probably send out the captain's links here.
I suppose so. So, Don't Get a Big Dick is our home team today, so they're going to have the first ban and the first draft pick. Towers of Doom. This one's an interesting one. You have to strike a bit of a balance between your early game and your late game, and I feel like there's a slight priority on later game characters on this one. I mean, you can afford to lose a couple of early, shrines. You can afford to lose a couple of the early altars if you know that your lead is not being compromised, if your experience gain is still pretty consistent. And late game, if you're grinding people down in the late game and consistently winning those late team fights over those altars, it pays dividends and it helps. So Don't Get a Big Dick is marked themselves down as ready. They are standing at attention. And it looks like Discord White is also, waving the white flag of attack. And here we go. So,
Yep.
First ban, what's your gut telling you, buddy?
This one is actually not one where Falstad is necessarily dangerous. Probably Zagara is the most dangerous person on this map. Would you agree with that?
I don't know. I still think Falstad's got some oomph. And they go with the Tracer ban. Not a surprise there. I mean, that character is still really difficult to play against, really frustrating to play against, even with the recent changes that she's received.
And that's a drink of the Angel's Envy for that Tracer ban there.
I need to go get something. Yeah, no. Don't look. It's Chairly Ignite, and New Type doesn't have a drink in his hand.
Oh.
What's going on here?
I don't know what's going on.
I swear it's actually me.
Okay.
And we see an Illidan ban from Discord White. I'm gonna take a quick look and see if that's potentially targeted. I mean, Hunt is very valuable for its global presence, and it's useful for, getting to those fights quickly. So we see Kael'thas picked up fairly quickly by Don't Get a Big Dick. I mean, Kael'thas is just reigning supreme right now. You can't ignore that mage. That character is so bloody difficult to deal with. He does so much freaking damage in these congested areas. So these congested altar fights are going to be huge for Kael'thas.
And actually, the Phoenix on this is going to be pretty valuable because it can literally zone the other team out of the objective point. Like I said, this is one of the main maps where, or one of the few maps where the objective is, public enemy number 1. So Zagara picked up, like I said, a very strong pick for this map. The vision of the objective points very helpful, as well as if she can do a Nidus build. I mean, this is one of the very few maps where a Nidus build comes in amazingly handy.
I can see it, and they also pick up Thrall. So both of these sort of premier solo laners picked up by Discord White. A lot of sustained, consistent, reliable damage from Discord White. No burst yet from them, and so let's see what Big Dick has to say.
Super Jova said, "Restart the draft. No drink in hand."
No drink in hand. Oh God. Well, that's an order from the boss. So, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go now.
All right. So Johanna picked up the strong tank. Probably just wanted to pick her up to try to hide their last 2 picks. I think. I wouldn't be surprised if they picked a healer here as well if they're going to try to hide.
Just get it out of the way and then take their damage. So no, they go with Falstad.
Okay.
I like this. I think Falstad's in a great place right now. He's got so much versatility with his builds. He can go with that absolutely potent Mage Stad build. He can go with the solid auto attack build.
Mage Stad, poor Mage Stad.
Oh my God,
Mage Stad is getting wrecked in the next patch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rip Falstad. I'd pour one out for him, but I don't have anything to drink right now. So we entered the second round of bans. 1 tank's been picked. No healers have been picked. Rhaegar is banned out by Discord White.
That's I like dangerous.
That keeping. Well, I mean, it's keeping it out of Don't Get a Big Dick's hands, and they clearly don't want Rhaegar. I mean, I'm curious what healer Discord White is feeling. Potentially
Brightwing.
Potentially. I mean, that's global presence. It lets you get to those tribute fights quickly.
Yeah. And Morales banned out as a counter. So now there's very few
I said
solo healing. Tribute?
Sorry.
Objective tribute,
An objective fight. Hey, you have your buildings issue. I have my objectives issue. So, all right, Morales and Rhaegar banned out. That leaves us with a couple other very strong healers, such as Karazim, Brightwing, and Uther on the table. There's still some room left.
I would probably get a tank out before they sort of mess up. Although, you know what, they're not going to pick another tank and the bans are over, so maybe they can leave the tank for last. I don't know. You think a mage?
There's Tyrande.
Okay, Tyrande's very strong in this map. The sight being able to interrupt objective turn-ins. Any actually sort of poke, long range poke is very effective.
So Discord White does not have substantial amounts of like burst damage. And this could come back to bite them if Don't Get a Big Dick gets the healer that they want. A Malfurion for Big Dick could really be potent against the damage that Discord White has out already, or Brightwing could also be very potent for Big Dick. I'd like to see a more ferocious.
You can call him Big Richard.
Yeah. I'd like to see an angrier bit of damage coming from them. I'd like to see a Li Ming, or I'd like to see somebody with some burst that can assist Thrall and Zagara with bringing down a target. So they go with Diablo. So we're seeing a Tyrande Diablo duo here. This is old school January 16 style drafting.
Well, Diablo is also valuable on this map because, like I said, it's a sacrifice heavy map, and he can do that sacrifice. I mean, one of Tyrande's biggest issues is long-term team fights in one spot. So if Diablo does go down, and the fight does drag out, he could potentially be back in time to help finish up sort of round 2 of the fight. We see Uther picked up by Big Dick. This is fine. Like sense, I said, their damage, the damage coming from Discord White isn't huge, provided that not every character is going to get marked by Tyrande. But I mean, you have Shrink Ray for Thrall. You've got a lot of means of mitigating the Thrall and the Diablo with Uther. Although the Zagara is a bit of a pain. Oh, TLV.
Don't be a big dick.
Oh,
okay. So that changes things considerably. So now we have to look at their composition completely differently. Uther has a stun. Johanna has a stun. Kael'thas has a stun. Falstad has a slow. This is a primo gank squad for rolling around on the map and cleaning up people caught unawares.
What did I say about hiding?
Yep, and we see Li Ming picked up by Discord White. I like this. Like I said, they need one more sort of capstone damage dealer to seal out their damage, and I like the balance now on Discord White. I'm concerned a little bit by Diablo's ability as a solo tank, and both teams with their picks, with their lineups, are going to be looking for cheeky one-off picks on the fringes, and between the Diablo Tyrande 1-2 punch and the complete stun train that Uther, Johanna, Kael'thas, and Falstad potentially can provide, the first person to step out of line on either teams is going to get absolutely obliterated. And
actually, no, the main thing, I think TLV can actually cap multiple objectives at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, if this TLV's play is on point, it is going to be so frustrating for Discord White to contest multiple objectives when all 4 members of Big Dick are going to be camped out on one objective.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Okay, so they changed it up recently where the 1st and the 5th objective spawn is where all 3 towers spawn. So
they're guaranteed, yeah.
They might actually get the 1st one, and they have a good chance of getting that 5th one. I mean, the 5th one is usually the one where we end up wiped.
That's where they
respawn roulette.
That's a place that's long enough into the game that it's very dangerous. So everyone's readying up. I'm going to make a run for it and get a glass and something to drink so that I can keep up appearances that I'm a functioning human being here, and we'll have to see how this progresses here.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit start on the game, and he's gonna run as fast as he can. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's see here. Let me get the right overlay queued up here. All right, hitting start, and we'll be ready to see Don't Get a Big Richard versus Discord White. Wow, that was quick. I'm
not going to pretend that I don't have these things on hand and available at all times.
Well,
all right. Well, as always, we will do character introductions when we actually zone into the game here.
What are you having?
Tonight is bourbon. Tonight we're polishing off the Larceny bourbon that we started a couple of weeks ago. So So cheers. Good
Absolutely.
evening, everyone, and welcome to Chair League. We got Lost Vikings being played here tonight.
Yeah, Lost Vikings. Oh, baby.
Lost Vikings repping that recently released Summer Championships portrait. Very nice.
Wait, do I have that? I don't have that. I need to go get that.
No, Xin. What's wrong with you, boy?
I know. Well, jeez.
All right. So on the left-hand side here in the blue, representing team Don't Get a Big Dick, we have Silver Bullet on the Falstad. We have Squirrel King on Johanna. On Moosicle on the Lost Vikings, Jimmy on the Uther, and Matt O1SS on Kael'thas.
10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. And on the right-hand side here, playing for Team Discord White in the red trunks, we've got Burger987 on the Thrall, Waldo on Diablo. There he is. We found him. Hysteria on Li Ming, Forever Zero, on Zagara, and Slow84 on Tyrande.
Mm-hmm.
We did it. We found him.
Yep, he's there.
He was in the Nexus.
He's in the grass. So the traditional 5-stack in mid, but a 4-stack actually in bottom from from Don't Get a Big Dick to try to avoid that. And and
See,
great. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Big Dick can afford to make this sort of push. They're going to go a little aggressively onto these towers. And no, they decide against it, but they can do basically whatever they want in the early game here. Huge damage goes out onto Waldo.
Holy
There's the
crap.
stun train I was talking about, and he's going to have to back out.
Yeah, that was
Lots of damage exchanged.
That was-
Silver Bullet on hanging in by a fingernail. Barely survives Li Ming's orb, and Waldo and Silver Bullet have to back out and drink.
Yeah, that was really impressive on Waldo to stay in there. I mean, it's very scary and very hard to back out of a 4-on-4, especially when you're the tank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you're you're Diablo with less than the full pool of health that Johanna has.
So Forever Zero actually doing a great job pushing things forward here at top lane. Already getting huge chunks of damage on the top towers here, and I have to commend the red team Discord White for how they've really stuck to their guns early here and kept it together.
Yeah, they're doing excellent rotations here, doing the 4-stack mid and bottom rotation. But here's where TLV comes in, with the entire team rotating up to get the top. TLV's in prime position to get the bottom objective here. So we'll see how that works. Thrall is staying behind a little bit. He might be down there to grab. He's in the wrong spot.
Yeah, I'm not certain what he's doing there. He seems to realize it now and is traveling down, but it may be too late. Oh, just in time.
Oh, he barely...
Burger with the clutch save and knocking the TLV off. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, there's a huge fight going on in mid. Waldo brought down very, very low. Kael'thas is stunned, but so far no one goes down.
That was very impressive. Nobody went down.
Nobody died. And we saw 2 caps for Big Dick. Kael'thas is eventually cleaned up by Li Ming there. That's our, Hysteria with a nice little pickup sticking around for that final kill. And we do lose a Viking at the top. There goes Olaf.
Yeah.
It's Olaf, right? I can never tell with those 3.
It's one of them.
And the cleanup continues. And Balog is brought down in the middle here. And, Discord White, they are keeping their cool. A full level lead over a Lost Vikings team.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Although the 4-stack rotating, that is very hard for any TLV player to deal with. I mean, it's just you don't have enough health to stay out there, and your opponent team is not afraid at all. I mean, they're just rolling.
Yeah, I mean, right now, let's take a look here. I'm gonna take a real quick peek at these talents. Pardon me, we totally missed that one. So we are seeing. It looks like it's gonna be a mage stat build from the Falstad here. Regen Master and Amplified Healing to Johanna, going for heavy HP regeneration and sustain. And I mean, and if we look, the Uther is going for Fist of Justice, so going for a much more stun-based build than what's typically seen by Uther.
And they have a pretty scary push going on at bottom here. They're probably going to take down at least half the health of that fort.
Well, both teams are sort of mirroring each other with 4 members of Big Dick going topside, getting a little bit of damage in on that fort before backing up. And but it does look like Discord White's going to come away with the first fort of the game here at bottom.
Yeah, wow. And this is actually prime positioning for them because they have full control over the objective point in mid. So that's going to be 5 damage to the opponent core here. They don't really have much of a chance here unless Falstad does a proper invade, which he's in a forward spot there. He's in a dangerous spot.
Well, there's a lot of members of Don't Get a Big Dick there. Lots of damage dealt out onto Waldo, and it looks like we're just going to jockey at this center location here until somebody breaks.
Yeah, both teams on equal talent tiers, which is good. That means that they're both.
A lot of damage. Oh.
Yeah, it's just a game of positioning at this point. But TLV
Uther
really
very far forward, does get picked off, as does Johanna, and that's a rout for Don't Get a Big Dick. Discord White taking the point, and that is 5 damage going down onto the core.
Yep. So TLV is trying desperately to soak a little bit, but all that sight just makes him a prime target for the rotation. You know, they are not afraid of him soaking. He is afraid of them. So TLV really actually sort of countered by Zagara's vision.
Yeah, they're really getting mitigated right now. Just in terms of, you know, sheer XP that's being collected. I mean, we've got members of Discord White with, you know, almost 4,000 XP contributed. Lost Vikings with just 7,000, and that's the bulk of their team XP. Like, the other members of Don't Get a Big Dick have not collected that much in terms of XP.
Yeah, so it looks like Discord White's looking to capture mid fort in response to Big Richard picking up their own fort back. And
level 10 has been caught by Discord White. Taronda is eventually brought down here in middle. That's surprising. And
yeah, she doesn't have her 13 yet, and they did do a good job of focusing her. So, especially Kael'thas. Oh, jeez.
We're seeing Sundering, Apocalypse, Disintegrate, which was just used there, Devouring Maw, and Shadow Stalk.
Okay, so it's going to be a traditional team-based Maw comp. That's okay. I would have liked to see Nexus here, but or Nidus rather, which is essentially mobile Nexus. Let's face it. But
I guess the Lost Vikings would be an issue. You know, if they consistently found your Nexus and were consistently shutting it down.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be doing it to do a forward position. You would do it to make sure you can get to the objective points, while getting that last little bit of soak in.
It's a good point. All right, so we got two altars spawning in the middle and the bottom, and a big scrap in the bot lane. Sundering is interrupted before it can go out. That is going to be on cooldown for a little bit here. It's going to be on cooldown indefinitely. Oh, yeah, nope, it's back up.
Yeah, they did a really good job of zoning Falstad out, making him have to go back to drink. They're doing a really good job of just focusing him, and he's taking a lot of damage. You know, Li Ming. Oh, that was a great interrupt from the Mighty Gus there.
Huge damage from Li Ming coming out. There's the Sundering. They do pick up the Falstad, and they're going to also pick up Uther here.
Yeah, and Kael'thas is actually in a really dangerous spot here.
Barely kept alive by Uther's ghost, and this looks like we're going to see another 2 altars go to Discord White.
Absolutely, yeah. They're just not able to control the map very well here.
Surprisingly, they have Lost Vikings. So, great play here, but heads-up play from Hysteria. Stops the channeling to give Burger enough time in mid to cap that middle fort, then caps the altar to get the 5 points of damage in.
Yeah, great job on that. That was really, really the high-level play.
Yeah, that's discipline right there, because you can just go ahead and get it and be like, oh, well, you know, the enemy team might push back. The enemy team might get it. But nah, they had an idea of what the situation was. They had an idea of, you know, where they stood as a team, and so you could just stop, take your time, cap it after the fort's fallen.
And great timing on this here. They're going to try to take down this bottom fort in response to the mid fort being brought back onto Don't Get a Big Dick side. Well, at least take off half the damage there.
I mean, that's one bruised fort.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, the top fort's at half health too. So this is really scary for Don't Get a Big Dick. They're trying to desperately to get back map control. Look at all this sight. Oh my gosh.
Cigars everywhere.
Like just a field of vision. I mean, talk about a lack of fog of war there.
I mean, Johanna may want to consider getting Burning Rage. I mean, Big Maw goes out.
Oh.
But does not save the Zagara. It does give her team some time to clean some people up.
Great timing on the Apocalypse there. Oh my gosh, that Apocalypse basically caught 4 of their members out and basically cleaned it up for Discord White to be able to wipe the team there.
Yeah, I mean, they brought down everyone with the exception of the Vikings, who at this point really got to be thinking about joining the team fights. I know most people consider 16 to be sort of the spot where you start joining in, but I mean, they're just getting cleaned up in these 5-on-4s.
Yeah, this is really, the map is sort of getting away from them a little bit. This isn't the end of the game, of course, by a long shot, but they are in a bad spot because after this, I believe this is the 4th spawn, and then after this is a 3 spawn.
If I was Zagara here, I mean, there's that bottom fort is so appetizing right now.
Yeah,
there they go. So if you look here, Forever Zero is going to flank, going to go straight around and just tickle this fort, bring it down.
That
while
sight.
Their team buys time at the top.
That sight
it goes.
Is just so beneficial. I mean, being able to just see, like, the entire team is up here, you know, see where the team is, and just basically, oh my gosh, what are you doing, Olaf? Cap the there you go.
No, he keeps getting pinged by the Tyrande.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I did not see that. Okay. Yeah, that's...
So, Kael'thas is eventually caught and brought down by Li Ming. Li Ming going to town. It is an absolute crazy storm of damage coming from Li Ming, and it's a rout yet again for Don't Get a Big Dick. They are down 3 members. Have they lost a Viking here? I think they've lost 1. And there gets hit by a Headwing and brought down.
Yep. And that is 6 damage to the enemy core there. That they are in a pretty tough spot at this point.
They're in a position here to cap all 3 forts.
Oh boy, this is going to be dangerous. So when all the forts are capped, you get a dot on the enemy core, and they have to bring this tower back. They have to bring a tower back. Yeah. Looks like they're going to go for the bottom one.
Very aggressively flying to the south, and they're gonna. Looks like they've decided to bring down the bottom fort here.
Oh, they better get started on that because that dot is going, and with the boss cap here, they're going to be in a very dangerous spot. Okay, it looks like
some GGs have come out, and I'm not certain if they'll be able to stop it in time. They just the BM GG from Waldo. Oh, so preemptive, so BM.
Oh, jeez. But this is a very dangerous spot. They need to stay alive here. Falstad being very low on health, he needs to heal up a little bit. The TLV have to come together here.
They can't abandon this bottom fort.
Yeah, they
like if they abandon this bottom fort and they bring it down again, it's okay. And now everybody's feeling really good about playing the game. But so I mean, we're on even talent tiers. Let's talk about the positives here. We're on even talent tiers. Vikings are still split up. They have to start contributing to the main team fights. They're still split into the 3 lanes, and this is where it's going to get really ugly.
Yeah, here's the 3 spawn.
They gotta. This is going to be a tough one to respond to.
Yeah, this is a very bad time for them to have a 3 spawn. They have to cap all 3 of these, otherwise they're gone. I mean, that's what it comes down to. So this is not a good spot for Don't Get a Big Dick.
Falstad gets hit pretty hard initially by Diablo here. Tons of damage goes out onto Waldo, and Falstad does go down as a result.
Yep, and Kael goes down. I think this might be it.
That is all she wrote, and yet still again, we're seeing Vikings off on the sides here. I feel like they needed to start contributing to the main team fights earlier into the game.
Whew. So with that, Discord White takes the game here, and and that is a what was it, a 36 to 0 game there. That was a pretty rough one. Wow.
Let's take a quick gander here at what everybody was building. So solid standard stuff from the Falstad. Looks like I'm going with the Mage Thad Boomerang, excuse me, build. We see Spell Shield from the Johanna. That's a decent pick. That's a perfectly fine pick, given that they're dealing with Li Ming and Tyrande as well. If you get marked, that Spell Shield may be what saves you from the heaps of damage coming in from Thrall or Li Ming. I almost would have preferred Burning Rage just to help mitigate all the creep that was sitting around.
Well, interestingly enough, Olaf did take Burning Rage. TLV's... I don't really know TLV's talents, I'll be completely honest with you.
My only concern with that is Olaf was basically only in one lane for the majority of the game.
That's true, yeah.
Now, when that was taken, Olaf wasn't laning against Zagara anymore. Zagara was in the wolf pack hunting people throughout the map. So, I'm not certain. I mean, if you're going to take that, you got to really get active with Olaf and start cleaning up that creep. It was everywhere across the map.
Oh, it was everywhere. It was just so much creep, just so much sight. I mean, just throughout the entire map. It was very difficult for Get a Big Dick to do anything. I mean, like even that last little bit of sight, or last bit of health on the bottom fort, just being able to see see where the opponent was and sneak around it and just cap it. There was no counterplay to that.
Yeah, no, it was very, very practiced stuff from Discord White. I mean, whether it was, hesitating to completely cap a certain altar, or rotating. Their early game rotations were spot on.
Oh,
They really denied the soak that Lost Vikings really needs to get in the early game and build an earlier lead. The XP lead from the Lost Vikings was completely mitigated. Discord White hit level 10 first, which if you're playing Lost Vikings, and you're not winning the race to 10, I mean, you really got to stop and think, okay, how we need to play differently. How do we need to play this character differently to maximize the value of Lost Vikings?
Yeah, it was a rough game for Don't Get a Big Dick. They just could not get the control of the map back after around 9 actually. Even though they were pretty much on talent tiers, even talent tiers the entire time, they just were not able to capitalize on the team fights with the lack of TLV coming in. I mean, I just pulled up the stats here. Kael'thas being the majority of the damage, but the next, Falstad only doing like half of that. It's just there's not enough damage on the board there.
Yeah, I mean, Diablo ended up doing as much damage as Falstad, and I just felt like they never got the team fight that they wanted. Don't be a big dick, or don't get a big dick.
Don't be a big dick either.
Yeah, that's a life lesson right there. But nice work, excellent work from
both teams, really. I mean, I liked seeing the TLV played. I want to see more of it.
I honestly thought their composition was like airtight. They had so many stuns at their beck and call that if they had rotated north to pick off Zagara, I feel like Zagara would have been a primo pick early in the game. Just ride fast, ride hard, plow through the creep, and get those chains of stuns. You've got Johanna with a stun and a slow. You've got Uther with a stun. You got Falstad with a slow. Kael'thas with a stun. What I saw happening was they stuck to one lane, or they stuck to like a lane and a half, and let Discord White just do the counter rotations to ensure that the Vikings never got the value that they wanted to get.
Yeah, the Vikings just could not maintain the lane control that they needed to really get the value out. So
I realized far too late that I was sitting in darkness.
Yeah, you're I was gonna mention something, but oh well. Now we can see your nice glass.
Oh yeah, now it's time for my nice glass. Oh, there it is. That's so nice. That's so fancy.
I have the same one, right?
Oh yeah, but all right. So so kudos to Discord White, they are now 2-2 for the season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just grinding it back up into the.
Is it week 4 already? Is that what it is? 2-2?
It seems that way.
Oh, geez, I am so behind.
And you know, don't get a big dick. You know, it happens every week. We say this every week. You know, one team goes home with a win, one team goes home, you know, disappointed. Yep. And you know, unfortunately, they're gonna have to, you know, hunker down and you know, get their, you know, keep their hopes up, keep their spirits up, and grind one out next week. I'm certain, you know, that they've got it in them. Their play was, you know, their play was fine. They just
their draft was fine too. I mean, honestly,
was fine. Yeah,
I liked it. It was great. It was just you know, a little bit of a miss I guess decision, a missed opportunity in not capitalizing on Zagara being solo up top for so long, and actually I think Falstad just took a lot of damage in terms of Li Ming. Li Ming was
Falstad's positioning was a little aggressive on a lot of fronts. And
I mean, it's all right. It's, you know, it's he does benefit from having a strong positioning, but he needs the rest of the team to sort of be there to capitalize on it. And you know, Kael'thas did not really target the same people Falstad did. So
I mean, yeah, you know, congratulations to Discord White, and good luck to don't get a big dick. You know, in the upcoming matches, I'm certain that they've got it in them to you know, grind out some really good wins there.
Absolutely. So, all right, we're gonna take a quick break. Our next game is in less than half an hour. Let's see here. We're looking at Black Coffee versus Protomen. So we'll see you folks back here in about, you know, 20 minutes.
20
or
minutes.
So. Yeah.
That sounds good.
All right, I'm going to reset the stream here so that we can properly reset everything.
All right.
All right.
Take care, everybody.